You are now watching the Youth Forum. I'm Tatenda Gumbo, and today I'm gladly joined by a few of the members of Invision Studios to talk about their films in Zimbabwe and their latest film, Far From Yesterday. I think first I have Blessing Chinanga. Hi, Blessing, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tatenda?
I'm doing well. Thank you so very much for joining me on the Youth Forum today. It's quite a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Thank you very much for having us.
Now, of course, you are a cinematographer, scriptwriter, director, and co-founder of Invision Studios. A lot on your plate. Let's start off with Invision Studios and telling me exactly what it is and what you guys are doing in Zim.
Okay. Invision Studios is a production company. We're a production house involved in the creating of productions, really, short films, feature films, TV shows, and yeah, it's really I think just creating content to serve the film industry in Zimbabwe and Africa and beyond.
And, you know, what has that been, the experience in Zimbabwe? I, of course, went on your website earlier today, checked it out, and you guys are talking about the issue of high quality. You know, I think you guys, what it seems like, are very interested in making sure that whatever you're churning out and giving to the public is really, really strong quality, writing, scripting, cinematography, all that kind of stuff. What's been your vision with Invision Studios?
Okay. I think I'll let Chuck take that one. Let's give it a Chuck.
Basically, to be honest with you, we didn't want the stereotype. We wanted to break the barrier and the whole stereotyped yoke of typical Zimbabwean productions or typical African productions. Defeat the stereotype of how people usually say Zimbabwean productions should look like, or African productions should look like, compared to the big budget film productions or the Western films that usually do come out. For example, there's this whole thing that happens here whereby as soon as someone sees a low quality film production, they see it or they tag it as a Zimbabwean production, which may not necessarily be true. And we're trying to beat that by making sure that everything that we do has got extreme quality control in it. And that is not only in how we conduct ourselves as a company, but also in how we churn out the productions, how we pay attention to every single detail, because we believe that the devil is in the detail in everything that happens.
And how has that been? Has it been a bit challenging? Because, of course, in focusing on detail, focusing on quality, and I know you're talking about, you know, some of the Zimbabwean movies per se. You know, sometimes you watch movies and you're like, why can I see the mic? Why can I see the boom? Why is the lighting so bad? You know, that comes with a cost, obviously. And how has that been, in particular, you know, having the ability to have the money, the funding to make sure that this is all top notch?
Well, see, the thing is, it's not as hard as people make it out to be to make a very good quality production. Because the way that we made our first 4 short films, we did it with $0 budgets. Basically, well, like, okay, look, there's simple things that people do not pay attention to that will not even cost you $1 to get, for example, a good shot of something. Just, you know, we say, okay, look, we take it step by step. We want the frame to come out like that. We want the audio to come out like that. And then we piece it out like that. And then like that. And then we're really surprised that when we screened our first 4 short films in December 11, 2013, they were very well received, and people were like, this is the best we've ever seen coming out of Zimbabwe. And we're like, wow, okay, so that didn't even cost us anything.
I've spoken to some other filmmakers in Zimbabwe, and there are a couple of challenges. There's also the idea of the traditional view of filmmaking or being creative, or the creative types, and then there's also the challenge of having actors and actresses within the industry, within the field. How has that been, sourcing out people to come help?
I'll let Denise answer that one.
Bring her on. Denise, looking at what Charles was just talking about, but now talking about how you guys are equipping yourselves.
Okay, like Charles just said, we started off by doing short films, and after we had done our first short films, we decided, okay, let's get other people involved, other filmmakers, other writers, and let's also give other people a platform. And I find that us doing that, we had a lot of interaction with first-time actors, first-time writers, first-time directors, and as time went on, people were more willing to act for free. People were more willing to just be involved in any production, really, that we did.
Hey? Oh, Charles! Hey, wait a minute. Awulimalanga sisi khona.
Ntshongo kakhulu.
Hayi, ngokusibona nyawolo. Hey, ubusenzani? Luchini nyawolo kuyachisa konke la.
She's just careless. What careless lo muntu? Yes, into eziningi.
In terms of getting the actors, there are a lot of people who are willing to try out something new, and there are a lot of seasoned actors who've believed in our potential and have said, you know what, guys, I believe in what you're doing. I love the quality. I really, just want to be involved. And you'll find even seasoned actors would come in and they would have small roles in short films. But with the film that we're doing now, the feature film, a lot of the actors are big names, so to speak, and they've been totally cool. They've volunteered their time, they've rehearsed, they've been on time mostly, I think.
So let's talk about the new feature film, which is Far From Yesterday. Of course, tell me more about it. We know Amara Brown is in it, some other people are in it, and you guys will be premiering this in July. So tell me more about Far From Yesterday.
Far From Yesterday is a combination of different stories, really. But the main focus of Far From Yesterday is the broken relationship between a father and his daughter. And the father is a man who is extremely, Rough Rider type. He's very hood-like, and he's got that instinct to survive, and he'll do anything that he needs to do to put food on the table.
Sir. No. Why? You paid the ransom.
The relationship between father and daughter then has to evolve, and because he's really involved in the crime world, you'll find that he has to make a lot of choices regarding his newfound daughter and his life. So the story has a lot of sub-stories to it, but that's the core. Yes, that's the core of it. Blessing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just leave this.
Okay, I'll pick him up. Yeah, so this guy is a Rough Rider. He's a gangster, and he lives in Bari. Bari is one of the most impoverished places, if not the most impoverished place in Zimbabwe.
Okay, Let me just ask if you can just give me kind of a rundown of, who's playing in the movie. Of course, I mentioned Amara Brown earlier. What's her role, and what are some of the other names that are in the production themselves?
There's Jonathan Denga. There's Stacey Danana. There's Hannah Matikanda. She plays the daughter, and she was absolutely amazing in this film. And there is Amara Brown, like you said. There's John Cole. And who else have I left out? There's Denise Edwards.
How can you leave her out? That is terrible. And of course, this will be premiering in July coming up. And what is your expectation as a team in Invision Studios? What do you hope to happen with this feature film? I'm sure Zimbabweans will be very pleased to see it. But as a team, what's your hope for it?
I think our hope, even starting out with making Far From Yesterday, our hope was the future. For us, it's to get the ball rolling. I mean, it's to really start to show that we can make quality productions from Zimbabwe. We can make really good films in Zimbabwe with good sound, good lighting, paying attention to all those details, but also giving people the chance to see our potential. We really want to show people that, okay, we can do this with a zero budget film. What more can we do if the corporates were to get behind us, or if some embassies were to get behind us and actually give us some finances to actually make a better and bigger production, which is the end goal for us. So yeah, for us it's sort of like the first step towards the next film. And yeah, we hope to get as many people to the premiere as possible, get as many ministers, business people, embassies, everyone to rally behind us, and to just get to a stage where they see that, okay, if these guys could do this without much, what more can they do with, good quality cameras, red cameras, or whatever cameras that we can actually end up getting. So for us, it's a stepping stone to the next project. Yeah.
And let me know where it's premiering. Where can people in Zimbabwe catch it? And I hope I can catch it, even though I'm here in Washington, D.C. Where can I see it?
Yeah, I mean, the distribution. First of all, we've sort of partitioned our distribution in parts. We're gonna have a private screening first of all in Zimbabwe at Alliance Francaise. And then we're gonna have worldwide premieres at festivals, and then after that we're gonna get it in the cinemas, and people can actually watch it from there. And then we'll put it up on YouTube, and people can see it. And yeah, from there it's just DSTV, ZBC, all these channels that people can actually watch it from. I think that's the end goal.
And I love to ask this question all the time. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be an actress. I think a lot of us wanted to be actors or actresses. But of course, what's your message, to those young people out there who, watch these movies and kind of say, I don't know how I can get there. This is something that I might not see as a conventional thing, but I would love to find myself doing that. What's your message to them?
Okay. I think I'll let Chuck. I'll get off the magic seat.
Out of the magic seat.
I would say call us today. Studios. Another thing I guess that I would say besides that actually is just go out and do it. Do not wait for the right timing, because there never is a right timing. Do not wait for the perfect circumstances for, when you've got the perfect camera or the perfect cast or the perfect story. Just start off. Just go out there with your camera, record. If you don't have a camera, borrow from someone. I'm sure there is at least someone who knows someone who has a camera, and borrow as much as you can, and make use of your friends. That's, yeah.
Thank you, guys.